All right, let me grab those CAA forms. All right, good to go. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January the 15th, 2013. The time is 11:03 a.m. This is Clayton County Magistrate Court first appearance, and I'm Judge Daniel Nagel. I'm going to go over some preliminary instructions and information with you that will hopefully speed up this process and get everyone processed as quickly as possible so you can be on your way. First and foremost, I want to let you know that this is an informative hearing versus an evidentiary hearing. What that means is this is not the opportunity to talk about the facts and circumstances of your case. It's not an opportunity for you to present evidence in your case. That'll be at a later date and time. So when I'm speaking with you individually, don't tell me what your defense is. Don't tell me what evidence you have, because it is being recorded and it is also being streamed on YouTube. Okay. So if you have a defense in your case, keep it to yourself, speak to your lawyer about it, and so you can move forward on that, because law enforcement could come back later and watch this, and then they'll know what your defense is going to be. All right. I'm going to go over information with you. First and foremost, I'm going to let you know what you are being charged with. I'm also going to let you know if it is a misdemeanor or a felony. I'm then going to let you know what your bond amount, if you are given a bond on your case. I'm also going to let you know if you have any special conditions of your bond. The most typical types of special conditions are a stay away from a certain person. And that means exactly what it sounds like. Stay away from that person. If you go near that person, contact that person, email, phone call, text message, Skype, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, Kik, whatever creative way that you think that you can contact this person, you will end up back in the Clayton County Jail. Not only that, but you face the risk of catching new charges, and a judge is going to see that you didn't follow. So the likelihood of you getting a bond is going to be very, very slim, if at all. So if you contact that person, imagine yourself being locked up and you cannot get out. All right. Wherever that person is, you just don't go. All right. Now, once your case is over with, or another judge changes the order of stay away to something else, then you can follow that order. But until that time, if you're told to stay away from somebody, just have nothing to do with them. Pretend they do not exist in your world. The other types of special conditions are no violent contact. No violent contact means that you can be around the person. It just means no yelling, no cussing, no screaming, no throwing things, punching holes in the wall, kicking things, punching doors, anything that would make the person think that some violence is about to go down. Just don't do it. If you have a no violent contact provision, if you're around the person and things are starting to get heated, just leave. Okay. Don't do anything to end up back in jail, because if you violate it, guess what? Just like the stay away provision, you could potentially face new charges, and the likelihood of getting a bond on those new charges is going to be very slim. The other type of special condition is a stay away from a certain location. If you're told to stay away from a certain location, you're allowed to go anywhere in the world that you want to go except that place. And guess what? If you go there, you go back to jail. Okay. So if you're told to stay away from a certain location, don't go there. It's for your own good. Somebody there doesn't want you there, or it's just not a good place for you to be because things aren't working out at that location. All right. Also, I'm going to let you know what your next court date is. Pay attention to this. If you bond out of jail, you do not need to go to your next court date, which is your preliminary hearing. For misdemeanors, it's February the 7th. For felonies, it's February the 8th. So if you bond out of jail, you do not have to appear in court on February the 7th, or if you have a felony or a mixture of felonies and misdemeanors, you do not need to go on February the 8th. Okay, you do not need to go if you bond out. You will get notice in the mail of your next court date. All right, just make sure that your address is correct with either the bonding company, the sheriff's office, and the clerk's office, so they know how to get in contact with you to give you your next court date. If you miss your court date, you could be subject to an arrest warrant for failure to appear. So make sure you give them an address to where you know you're going to get the mail and not miss it. All right. I'm also going to ask if you want to hire your own attorney or if you want court-appointed attorney. All of you had an opportunity to fill out the court-appointed application forms. And so if you did not fill it out or refuse, I can only assume that you want to either A, represent yourself, which is not advisable, or B, you are going to hire your own attorney. Now, if you filled out your court-appointed application and you later on want to get your own lawyer or hire a lawyer, that is fine. That's your right to do so. But, we just need to know what the plan is moving forward for an attorney. All right. You always have the right to represent yourself. But again, unless you are an attorney, and even then, you probably should seek the advice of another attorney who specializes in criminal law. Okay. Now, at the end, I will give you an opportunity to ask questions. However, if I am very limited in the information that I can give you and the amount of things that I can actually do because this is an informative hearing. All right. So if your question is not related to what are my charges, what is my bond amount, what is my next court date, and do I have any special conditions, I'm probably not going to be able to help you. So just keep that in mind, okay? All the information I'm going to give you, pay attention to it, and then you shouldn't have any questions. The most common types of questions that I do get are, can I get an OR or a signature bond? The answer to that question is no. So don't waste everyone's time coming up here and asking me for that because the answer is going to be no. Another question that I commonly get is, how much do I have to pay a bonding company and what is that process like? I can tell you as a lawyer over the past 10 years in the Clayton County area, bonding companies typically charge somewhere between 10% and 20%. That's a pretty wide range, but and it's not a guarantee. I'm just giving you an example. So if your bond is $2,000, 10% of 2,000 is 200. 20% of 2,000 is 400. So if your bond is $2,000, you're looking at somewhere between $200 and $400, and there may be some fees or something else that the bonding company has that I just don't know about. I'm just talking about your bond amount. Okay, so don't ask me to do a lot of math with you. I'm an attorney. I'm not a mathematician. I didn't sign up for that. Okay, the process. I can't help you on the process. I can't order someone to do anything for you. But typically, if you get with someone at the sheriff's office, they'll guide you on how you can call a bonding company. I don't know what their age requirements are. I don't know what their income requirements are, or if you have to have somebody that's related to you or not related to you. I don't know. That's something that you're going to have to work out with them. So I'm giving you this information right now. So when I speak to you individually, we're not having this discussion because I've already told it to you. Okay. But again, I will allow you to ask a question. And hopefully it's limited to those 4 or 5 things that I've already discussed with you. Now, before we begin, I need everyone to please raise their right hand. All right. Do you swear or affirm the statements that you make shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? You can say, I do.
I do.
All right. You can put your hand down, and then we'll start with the females first, and then we'll move over to the male side. Okay.
All
right. Can you tell me your name, please?
Sarah Miller Frazier.
All right, Miss Frazier, give me just a moment. Let me get your paperwork, okay? Here we go. All right, Ms. Frazier, you were charged with one count of pointing a pistol at another. All right. That particular charge is a misdemeanor. Okay. Now, I will tell you this. I've done criminal law for roughly half the years I've been practicing. Don't be surprised. I'm not saying this is going to happen. I just want to kind of help you out in the future. Don't be surprised if the solicitor's office upgrades that charge to aggravated assault. Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to tell them to do it. I'm not going to tell them not to do it. It's none of my business. But I have a feeling when this gets in front of an attorney, they're going to see these allegations. I'm not saying that is true, but they're going to see these allegations and they're going to kick it up to the DA's office. Whether the DA's office accepts it or not, I don't know. If they don't do it, great. Okay. So as of right now, it's just a misdemeanor offense. Okay. I am going to set a bond at $4,000. Okay. You do have a special condition to not have any contact with Ali Shabazz. I don't know. Do you even know that person? Is that somebody that you know, or you don't know that person?
I do.
Okay. Do y'all live together?
No.
Okay. Very good. Do y'all have any children together?
No.
Okay. All right. So you heard what I said earlier. Just that person doesn't exist in your world until either your case is finished or another judge grants a different type of order. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Let's see here. You did fill out. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Can you appoint one for me, please?
Okay, give me just a second. All right. I will grant that request. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Well, you'll get a copy of everything. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you first.
All right. What's your name?
Maria Mofel.
All right. Give me just a second. All right. Is it Macedo Chavarria?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
All right. All right, ma'am. You are charged with one count of criminal trespass, which is a misdemeanor. Okay. I am going to grant a bond of $2,000. You do have a special condition to not have any violent contact with Rolando Macias. Okay, so you can be with him and he can be with you. Just y'all just don't yell at each other, scream at each other, or do anything like that. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Okay. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
Can you repeat it?
Yeah. Do you want to hire your own lawyer, or do you want me to give you a lawyer?
Give you one.
Okay. All right. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Just have to pay the money, is it?
Yeah, it's $2,000, but if you go through a bonding company, it's somewhere between 10 and 20%. Okay. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Le llamo y digo que pasa.
All right, what's your name?
Cole Roche.
One moment. All right, Ms. Roche, you were charged with one count of loitering or prowling, which is a misdemeanor. The bond is $1,000, and one count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. I believe that misdemeanor version. Yep. The bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $2,000. Okay. There was somebody else that was arrested along with you, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
What was the name of the person?
Xavier
I'm sorry?
McLemore.
I can't hear you. Speak up, please.
Xavier McLemore.
Oh, okay, got it. Are y'all related? Are y'all in a relationship? What's the relationship between you and him?
We're coworkers.
Co-workers. All right. Usually in a situation like this, I tell you and I tell him that y'all can't be around each other. But if you're co-workers, that's fine. Just I don't know if you're the bad influence on him or he's the bad influence on you, or y'all just get together and do silly things and things like that. I mean, this isn't the crime of the century, right? But it's still like, gotta obey the law. All right. But I'm not gonna do that in this case. Y'all, it's fine. All right. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date. You have the right to have your own attorney or can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
You should appoint one.
Okay. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name?
Alexis Scott.
All right, Miss Scott, give me just a moment. Okay, Miss Scott, you were charged with one count of battery, family violence. Hold on. I am going to grant a bond in the amount of $4,000. Now, you do have a special condition to not have any contact with Randy Ingram, okay? So do not have any contact with Randy Ingram.
I have a question, Your Honor.
Yeah, give me just a second because I probably know what it's going to be. So I'm going to ask you, do y'all live together? Whose place is it?
It's his.
Okay.
It's his.
I got you. Okay. All right. Well, then here's what I'm going to do. Give me just a second. I'm putting on the order that obviously if he lives there, then you can't be with him. So it makes sense that you can't be there as well, right? But in the bond order, within 10 days of you being released, you need to go to the sheriff's department and they will go with you so you can get any and all of your belongings, okay? Now, you can't just go there by yourself and show them the paper and be like, I'm gonna get my stuff, judge said I could. That's not how you do it, all right? You have to do it the right way, and they'll go with you to make sure that nothing happens to you and that nothing happens to him. It's for your own safety, his safety, and for the safety of the community, okay? So was that going to be your question, how you get your stuff?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
Okay, got it. No problem. All right. Now, your next court date is going to be on February the 7th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Okay.
Yes.
You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
As of right now, you can appoint one for me.
Okay, that's fine. And if later on down the road you change your mind, that's fine. Just make sure that the attorney files the proper paperwork so they know that they're going to be representing you, and let everyone know, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any questions?
No, Your
All right,
Honor.
good luck to you, Ms. Scott.
How you doing, Judge? That's it for the females. We're gonna start
Yes,
with the
sir.
males.
All right, and then we'll do Mr. Pettyway last.
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. All right, sir, what's your name?
Aries Brimage.
All right. Mr. Bremage, you are charged with, let me see here, one misdemeanor count of obstruction and one misdemeanor count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. So they're both misdemeanors. The bond is going to be 1,000 on the obstruction and 1,500 on the marijuana. So your total bond is $2,500. I was very, very close, Mr. Brimage. I was very close of dismissing this. I don't particularly like these charges. However, it's not my job to do what I like and what I don't like. I got to follow the law. Okay. So, listen, these are not charges that are of the century, but just be mindful when you interact with officers and things like that. Like, things can get out of hand unnecessarily. So just make sure you watch yourself. I'm all for sticking up for your rights and exercising them. Just be very cautious of how you deal with people. Okay. All right. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I will hire my own.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Do you already know who it's going to be, or not yet?
He came. I think he came last time. I didn't get. I think I met him one time.
Okay.
Other than that, I would have to get his information.
Okay, that's fine. Well, just make sure that he files the proper paperwork so the court system knows that he's going to represent you. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any questions? All right. No. Good. All right. Good luck.
State your first and last name.
All right. What's your name, sir?
First name Brian, last name Crump.
All right, Mr. Crump. You, sir, are charged with one misdemeanor count of battery. Okay. Okay, this happened what, 2 months ago? Okay. I am going to grant a bond of $5,000. Now, you do have a special condition to not have any contact with Jaques or Jaques Beatles. Okay, so just don't have any contact with that person. All right. Do you and this person live in the same residence together or no?
I don't even know who that is, sir.
Okay, good. Well, then it'll be very easy. Oh, I remember. Oh, okay, I remember this one. All right, yeah. You don't know who it is, so it'll be very easy to stay away from them. Okay. Well, are you still working? Are you still working at that location?
You talking about the high school?
Uh-huh.
No.
Okay, I got you. All right, well, you don't know who it is, just that'll be easy for you to follow, okay? Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
That's only if I don't bond out, right?
Correct. If you do not bond out, your next court date is going to be on February 7th. That is correct. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. Now, what do you want? Do you want to hire your own attorney? Do you want me to appoint one for you? What do you want to do?
I'm trying to see if I still got a job when I get out. If I do, I probably can hire my own. So
Okay.
am I able to, like,
All right, but here's the thing. If I put you down as hire your own attorney, that's how it's going to move forward. I mean, you can change it to get one later, but if you don't know if you're going to be able to get one, you can ask me if you qualify for a court appointed counsel, and that way at least you have an attorney. And then if you want to hire one later, that's fine.
all right, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. Very good. I don't like people. I don't like people leaving here not having an attorney. That's important. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions? All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Yeah. Come on, Mr. Judge.
All right. What's your name?
Yeah, Dasher.
Okay. Mr. Dasher, you are charged with theft by shoplifting, which is the felony. The bond is going to be $5,000. Giving a false name, date of birth, or address, misdemeanor, the bond is $1,000. Obstruction, misdemeanor, $1,000. Criminal trespass, misdemeanor, $1,000. Theft by receiving stolen property, felony, $5,000. And possession of tools during the commission of a crime, felony, $2,000. So your total bond is going to be $15,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on February the 18th. Man, for a preliminary hearing. You also have a special condition to not return to 4018 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park. I'm assuming that's the Home Depot. And then 3907 Jonesboro Road in Forest Park. I believe that's the McDonald's. So if I were you, sir, just don't go over in that area in Jonesboro Road in Forest Park. Just stay away from it completely, because there's nothing there's nothing good for you over there. Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
Yeah, I need you go appoint one for me.
Okay. All right, I'll do that. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you. Come on. I don't. Say first and last name? Tyrone Davis. So I can go back?
Okay. All right. Are you Mr. Davis?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Mr. Davis, you are charged with one misdemeanor count of criminal trespass. I am going to grant a bond of $2,500. Do you live with Miss Turner or no?
Yes.
Do y'all have children together or no? All right. I'm gonna put no violent contact because you didn't make contact with her. Allegedly, it's just the stuff. So just you can be around her, just don't have any violent contact with her, okay? Because there's some pretty bad consequences if you do, and I assume that you don't want to be back here. Not a good place. So your bond is $2,500. No violent contact with Sideria Turner. Your next court date is on February the 7th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
Point one.
All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
Okay. See your first and last name?
Diaz Samuel.
Let's see. Mr. Diaz?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Diaz, you are charged with 2 counts of simple battery. The bonds on each one is $2,500 and 1 misdemeanor count of cruelty to children. I'm sorry, cruelty to animals. I'm sorry. The bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $6,000. Do not have any contact with Solomon Gayton y Majestine Siever. Do you live with them or no?
Oh, we renting in the same place. We rent in the same place.
You're renting the same place? Okay. Well, if you need to get your stuff, I'm putting in the order that you can go and get your stuff, but you have to call the sheriff's department within 10 days of you being released, okay? Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
Oh, just give me one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions?
How much was the bond again?
Total is 6,000. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
First and last name?
Edward Foster.
Oh, okay. Give me 1 second, Mr. Foster. All right, this got bonded out. All right, Mr. Foster.
He said they got bonded out.
All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of driving while licensed. I'm sorry, driving under the influence. The bond misdemeanor. The bond is 2,000. 1 misdemeanor count of improper lane change. The bond is 500. And 1 misdemeanor count of speeding. The bond is 500. So your total bond is $3,000. Okay. You do have a court date of February the 7th, but if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. I know that these are basically, they're all traffic charges, but the driving under an influence is probably one of the most serious, if not the most serious misdemeanor charge you can have. So do you want to hire an attorney? Do you not want to hire an attorney? Do you want me to appoint one for you? What do you want to do?
I'll take an appointment for now and then get my lawyer on a later date.
Okay, that's fine. Well, is there a reason why you didn't fill out the form?
I had to think about it, that's all.
Okay. I gotta ask you a couple of questions, okay? Are you currently employed?
Probably won't be after this.
Are you gonna be able to make your bond?
I hope so.
I mean, you're looking at somewhere, again, I'm just giving you an estimate, $300 to $600 roughly. I mean, as it stands right now, let's say that everything is in your favor. Are you currently employed?
I'm a CDL driver, so that DUI charge.
I see. I don't know how they treat you if you have a charge pending. I know if you're convicted, that's bad. All right. Approximately, let's just say over the last 2 months, approximately how much did you make per month?
I just got employment. I've been unemployed over the last 3-4 months. So I just got this job like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, I see. All right. Let me ask you this. Do you have a rent or monthly mortgage payment that you make?
Yes, I do.
Approximately how much?
My rent is $1,250 a month. We'll be up next month to $1,350.
I gotcha. All right. Are you currently married?
No,
Do you have any children?
5.
All right. How many of them are younger than 18 or younger?
All of them are younger than 18.
All right. All right. Have you ever served in the military?
No, sir.
All right. All right, Mr. Foster, you got to get it together, man. You got rent going up. You've got little children that depend on you. You can't be out here doing this type of stuff, man. That's not good. You got to make sure them kids are taken care of. Your rent's paid. You know, you're on the right path. And this is not good for you, sir. Not good for you at all. This could. Truck drivers make good money. I know. That's not a bad gig. You're out on the road a lot and you might not get to see your family as much as you want to, but they're compensated. Some are compensated very, very well. So, you know, let's get it together, Mr. Foster. Hopefully this doesn't deter you from your employment. Do you have any questions? I'm going to grant the court-appointed attorney, and if you want to hire one later on down the road, that's fine. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. I don't want to see you back here, sir. Good luck to you.
State your first and last name.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good. What's your name?
Tyler Gibson. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Give me 1 second. Oh, Tyler Gibson. Oh, 1 second. I had that you were I thought I had that you were bonding out. But yeah, it says that you were bonding out. Did you speak to somebody about bonding you out?
Yes, I did, and they gave me an OR bond last night, and they told me I'm holding for Henry County for my traffic ticket in Henry County.
Oh,
that's
okay.
waiting on
Okay.
them to.
I got you. Well, then I'm not going to submit this order because this is not an OR bond and I don't want to jack you up. So if they've already, I had information that you were bonding out, but you've got a hold placed on you. So, okay, very good. Well, then, you know, look, just make sure you keep an eye out on your mail for this court date, or, you know, hopefully it's not too serious over there in Henry. They get you squared away and then you'll be free to go. Okay. But I'm just going to shred this paperwork because I don't want to confuse the jail staff. So good luck to you, man.
All right, thank you.
First and last name. Ramon Gomez III.
All right. Mr. Gomez, you are charged with 1 felony count of burglary. The bond is going to be $10,000. 1 misdemeanor obstruction charge. The bond is going to be $1,000, and 1 misdemeanor simple assault. The bond is going to be $1,000. So your total bond is going to be $12,000. Special condition of your bond to not return back to the property of 6060 Woodview Drive in Morrow. I don't even know if you know that address or whatever. Just don't go there, okay? Yeah, your address that you have for yourself is not in Morrow, so just don't go back there. Your next court date is going to be on February the 8th, but if you bond out, you do not have to appear for that court date. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
You can appoint one for me.
Okay. Yes, I will do that. All right. Do you have any questions?
Not really. Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Just the next 5 is going 7. Come on, Mr. Ingram. Say your first and last name. Caleb.
All right, Mr. Ingram, you were charged with criminal damage in the 2nd degree. That is a felony. I am going to grant a bond of $3,000. Also, you will have a special condition to not have any contact with Wanda McCrae Is that someone that you live with?
My
Okay.
grandma.
Ah, I see. Give me a second. Oh, you're only 18, right? Hmm. All right, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put in here. I'm not gonna kick you out of your grandma's house. Well, do you have anywhere else that you could go?
I live with my mom, my mother, and I live with my mom, and my grandma just staying with us. So
I got you. All right. Well, you're 18 years old. I don't want to kick you out on the streets because then you're just going to do things that are even worse for you just to survive. So that's not a good idea. So here's what we're going to do. Do not have any violent contact with your grandma or just anybody in general, right? Because you see what can happen. I get it, man. You're a young dude. You probably got a lot of stuff going on. You're trying to figure out life and what you want to do as an adult. Understood. However, your actions have adult consequences. And I would imagine that you don't like being in jail because you can't do what you want to do. You can't talk to who you want, can't eat what you want, can't holler at girls or whatever, like you can't go anywhere. And so it sucks. So hopefully this is a wake-up call for you to not go back, because you're either going to take from this, I don't want to go back, or you're going to keep coming back as a recidivist. So hopefully it's the former and not the latter. Your next court date is going to be on February the 8th. But if you bond out, you do not need to go to that particular court date. Let me ask you this. Are you in school? Did you graduate? Are you working? What are you doing?
in school,
What school?
Charles Drew High School.
What's that?
Charles Drew High School.
Okay, Drew. All right, that's over there off of Riverdale Road, correct? Okay. What grade are you in?
Well,
All right. Are you on track to graduate?
yes, sir.
Okay. Do you do any sports or extracurricular activities?
Wrestling,
Wrestling? Okay. All right. Very good. How many years have you done that?
1 year, just my first year right now. See, so
All right. Well, very good. Well, there are a lot of schools out there. If you want to go to school further, there are a lot of schools out there that'll pay you to go and do it at their school. Okay. So if you're any good at it, or if you've got some talent, make sure you concentrate your energy on that instead of what went down at your house. All right. I'm also going to put a special condition of your bond that you must be attending school full time. So that way you don't get the itch to give up on graduating. All right. Now you have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
appoint me an attorney.
Okay. Now, aside from being in school, are you working part-time or full-time at all?
Part-time to say with a cleaning company called ASI.
Okay, very good. All right, man. Look, you're doing better than a lot of people your age and slightly older than you. You're in school, you got some extracurriculars, you're working at a cleaning company. I mean, that's not bad. People have hiccups and mess up. That's fine. It's allowed. You're a young guy, but just don't turn it into a career. Okay. All right, I'm going to appoint an attorney for you. Do you have any questions about your case?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. All right. So you understand when you go back, just don't kick doors and don't try wrestling moves out on your family members. That's, save that for the dudes at the school. Okay. All right, good luck to you and don't come back.
State your first and last name.
Accused or innocent.
All right. I just want to make sure that I'm reading. Your last name is Innocent, correct?
That's my first name.
What's your last name? Oh, I see. All right, the way that they have it, it's flipped. All right, sir. You're charged with one misdemeanor count of loitering or prowling misdemeanor. The bond is $1,000, and then one misdemeanor count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. The bond is $1,000. So your total bond is $2,000. Okay. You do have a special condition of your bond to do not return back to 1800 Phoenix Boulevard. You know, I don't know the reason why you were there, or maybe I do, but just don't go back there, okay? Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You have the right to hire your own attorney or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
Can you appoint one?
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. All right. Do you have any questions about your case?
Oh,
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
State your first and last name.
Josiah Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones. All right, sir, you are charged with one count of theft by receiving stolen property. That is the felony version. The bond is going to be $5,000, and then one misdemeanor count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. The bond is going to be $1,000. So your total bond is going to be $6,000. Okay. You do have a special condition to not have any contact with Miss Yolanda Thomas. Who is that to you? Okay, so you don't know that person. All right, good. All right, well then it'll be easy for you to stay away from her. Now, you're also 18, and you heard me. I'm sure you heard me talk to the last guy that was 18. Well, are you working? Are you in school? What's going on with you?
I graduated. I'm working. I work at a warehouse.
Okay, what school did you graduate from?
Banneker
I'm sorry?
High School.
Okay, all right, very good. Working full time, very good. All right. Well, all right, your next court date is going to be on, like I said, February the 8th, 2023. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date, okay? Now, you have the right to hire your own attorney or I can appoint one for you. What do you want me to do? Okay. All right. Well, Mr. Jones, you were on the right path. Graduated high school. That's very good. That's better than a lot of your peers and stuff. But it's like I told the other guy, man. Like I used to be a DA in Clayton. I did it for almost 4 years. I did major felonies all the way up from murder all the way down to just having a lot of weed on you. And so the most common type of person that I saw was somebody that was between the ages of 18 and 27 years old, and it was usually a black male. So this is either going to set you on a path to where you say, this sucks. I never want to go back to jail. I can't holler at anybody. I can't go where I want. They're yelling at me. The food sucks. Like I can't do what I want to do, right? And if you're like me, I love doing what I want to do. Can't nobody tell me nothing, right? I enjoy my freedom. Or you're going to go down a path where you consistently find yourself in a position that you are right now, and you're never going to do what you want to do, and you will have wasted your life doing what other people tell you to do. So you can either live a life of doing what you want, or you can live a life of doing what you're told. It's up to you. All right. Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck. Hopefully I never see you again.
Next. State your first and last name.
Renee Corkella Jr.
Mr. Kelly Jr., you are charged with one misdemeanor count following too closely. The bond is 500. One misdemeanor count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. The bond is 1,500. One felony count of violation of Controlled Substances Act. The bond is 2,500. Another felony count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substances Act. The bond is 2,500. And then one felony count of possession of a weapon during commission of a crime. The bond is 3,000. So your total bond, Mr. Kelly Jr., is going to be 2,000. That's 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. Plus 3 is 10. So your total bond is going to be $10,000 if I did this math correctly. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be on February the 8th, 2023. If you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like for me to do?
Sir, I want you to appoint one to me. I need to make sure I still got my job after last night.
Okay.
Got my job.
All right. I understand. Are you going to be able to make your bond?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Well, hopefully the sooner we get done with this, I'm gonna send the paperwork over to the sheriff's department, and then you can make whatever phone calls you need to make, and then they'll process you out very quickly. Okay.
Sir.
All right.
Thank
Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Kelly. Don't come back.
You won't see me again, sir.
All right.
State your first and last name.
Ronaldo Macias.
All right. Mr. Macias, you were here with, I'm assuming that is your wife. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. I think she understood what I was telling her, but I know she, at the very least, she speaks conversational English, but I'm going to tell you, kind of like I told her, you appear to have a little bit more knowledge of English than she does. You know, you're charged with the, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh. She's charged, you're both charged with the same thing, but one is a misdemeanor and one is a felony. And the only reason why one is a felony and one's a misdemeanor is the amount of the property, right? So if it's less than 500, it's a misdemeanor. If it's more than 500, it's a felony. That's literally the only difference. They have it on here as a misdemeanor, but the way it's written is a felony. I'm going to leave it as a felony. They have it as a misdemeanor. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. I'm going to leave it as a misdemeanor. Now, later on, the prosecutor's office could upgrade it if they want to, but I would prefer them to see both of y'all's names together so they can work something out with y'all. Okay. The bond is going to be $2,000. Don't have any violent contact with her, just like I told her. I know that being married, things can get kind of wild and heated and things like that. It happens at every single household. Just a lot of times police don't get involved. But just don't yell at each other, don't kick each other, don't break each other's stuff. Y'all are married. This is not a good place for you guys, okay? Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. Let me change this to criminal trespass. But if you bond out, you don't have to appear for that court date, okay?
Okay.
Now, do you want to hire your own attorney or do you want me to appoint one for you?
Appoint one for me.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you, sir. Y'all don't come back.
Right. Thanks, sir.
All right.
Go ahead, state your first and last name.
Xavier McLemore.
All right, Mr. McLemore, you were here with your coworker, correct?
Yes, sir.
I got you. All right. Did you hear what I told her?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go over yours and I'll tell you. All right. You are charged with one count misdemeanor of loitering or prowling. The bond is $1,000. is going to be on February the 7th, 2023. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What do you want to do?
You can appoint one.
Okay, is there a reason why you didn't fill out your form?
Oh, no, I don't think I did refuse. I don't know, y'all, need to be honest, keep it real.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate the honesty. I'm just trying to figure out, we could have saved some time if you would have done this beforehand.
Gotcha.
Are you currently employed? Well, you have a job, correct?
Yes, sir, I'm her boss.
Okay. How much do you make per month?
Make about 6,000 a month.
Well, you might not qualify for an attorney. Do you have a rent or mortgage payment that you have every month? How much?
22.
Okay. Are you currently married?
No, sir.
Okay,
Divorce.
got it. Do you have any children?
Yes, sir.
How many under the age of 18?
Only 2 now.
Okay. Have you ever served in the military?
No, sir, wasn't that lick.
Okay. Guess it depends on your perspective on that one, right? You're on the border. I'm gonna grant it, but I don't know. They may kick you out because if what you're telling me is true, you're not doing bad for yourself financially. All right, hold on.
I mean, I can always hire an attorney. I just,
Yeah, that's right. But I just want to make sure everybody leaves here with a plan of action for their attorney. So that's fine. All right. Normally what I do in this situation is I tell the two people that got arrested together, don't have any contact with each other, because usually somebody's a bad influence on the other person. I don't know in your situation who's the bad influence on who, or y'all are good people. You just decided to do something that was silly. Whatever the case may be, just look, y'all are grown. Make sure you act accordingly and not get yourselves in any trouble. And if you can't be together, hanging out or chilling or whatever it is that you're doing without getting in trouble, then just don't do it. Okay. All right. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
State your first and last name.
Antonio Person.
All right, Mr. Person. Woo, Mr. Person. This is 6 years ago.
I know. I don't even remember.
So that tells me at least one thing. That means that you have not encountered any police officers over the last 6 years, or they would have already locked you up for this. So that means that you've been good, or you've been lucky, or a little bit of both. I hope that you've been good and you just haven't gotten yourself in any trouble, no speeding or anything like that. Because I guarantee you, if you had gotten pulled over at any point in time since February of 2017, you would have gotten locked up and this would already be dealt with. But here we are. All right. You're charged with 1 count of battery, simple battery. It's a misdemeanor. Okay. I am going to grant a bond of $3,000 and mostly because you haven't gotten any trouble since then. So again, you seem like you've been doing okay. Now you are not to have any contact with Anastasia White. Now, are you related to that person, or y'all have already split up and gone your separate ways?
I don't even know who that is.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then it should be very easy for you to not have any contact with her then. Okay. Very good. Your next court date is going to be on, oh, I didn't put it on here. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. Okay. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. Okay. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
Appointed term.
Okay, all right, very good. Looks like you filled everything out. All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you, man.
Marquise Rogers.
All right, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, looks like, all right, looks like you just got some traffic offenses here, sir. You were charged with 1 count of impeding traffic. The bond is going to be misdemeanor. The bond is $500. 1 count of open container violation, misdemeanor. The bond is $500. 1 count of prohibited parking, misdemeanor. The bond is $500. And then 1 count of driving under the influence, misdemeanor. The bond is $4,500. So your total bond, let's see, that's 5, 6. So your total bond is going to be $6,000. Okay. Now your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
You can appoint one too.
Okay. All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, good luck to you.
First and last name.
Jesus Salazar.
All right, Mr. Salazar. All right, sir, you've got, hold on a second. Looks like you got traffic citations as well. All right, sir, you are charged with 1 count of striking a fixed object, misdemeanor. The bond is $1,500. 1 count of too fast for conditions, misdemeanor. The bond is $500. 1 count of driving on a suspended or revoked license. The bond is $1,500. 1 count of improper lane change, misdemeanor. The bond is $500. And 1 count of driving under the influence. The bond is $5,000. So your total bond is going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If I did that correct. 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 5 is 9. Yeah, total bond is going to be $9,000. Okay. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. But if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
You can go ahead and put one, please.
Okay. Okay. All right, I will do that. Do you have any questions about your case? Okay. All right, good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
State your first and last name.
Christopher Wilson, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wilson. All right, Mr. Wilson, you are charged with 1 count of, wait a minute, I'm sure. Oh, here it is. You're charged with 1 count of reckless conduct. The bond, misdemeanor, the bond, well, let me make sure it's a misdemeanor version. Yep, it is. The bond is 1,000, and then 1 misdemeanor count of simple assault. The bond is 3,000. So your total bond is $4,000. Okay. You do have a special condition to not have any contact with. Let me make sure I got the name correct. Mr. Steve Young. Now, do you know who that person is, or you don't? Okay, that's fine. It'll be easy for you to stay away from that person. That's fine. Your next court date is going to be on February the 7th. However, if you bond out, you do not need to appear for that court date. You do have the right to hire your own attorney, or I can appoint one for you. What would you like to do?
I have an attorney, Your Honor.
I'm sorry?
I have an attorney, Your Honor.
Okay. And approximately how much do you make per month?
I have 4 businesses. It varies. I would have to, I don't
Let's
really
just-
get a paycheck.
I see.
I put everything.
Let's just say on average, right? Let's just say an average. I just have to have the documentation. That's why I asked.
A monthly, between 10 and 20,000.
Okay. All right. Well, you know, unfortunately, I won't be able to appoint you one, but you'll have the resources, I'm sure, to find somebody.
I have an attorney. Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you know who it is?
The name slips me right now.
Okay,
It's,
that's fine.
JP Morgan.
Okay. All right, that's fine. Then, you know, just make sure that they follow through and get the paperwork, okay? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second.
What, I mean, 7th, you said I don't have to.
Hold on. Yeah, if you bond out, you do not need to appear. Hold on a second. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. I still had Mr. Silas. All right, one second. What am I doing? One second, Mr. Wilson. I'm sorry. Not your fault. Your backtrack. All right, I've got to fix my thing. All right. All right, sir. Okay. That's fine. Just make sure that they file their paperwork, okay?
Do they have to show up on the 7th, Your Honor?
No, if you bond out, they will not need to appear for the 7th. You'll get notice in the mail, so just make sure that your information is correct with the clerk's office, as well as if you use a bonding company, them. And then typically what happens is notice will get mailed out to the bonding company, as well as the address that the clerk's office has for you. And so you should be notified 2 different ways. The bonding company will let you know, and then you'll get it in the mail as well.
I don't have a bonding company.
Oh, if you pay it yourself, then whatever address you have with the sheriff's office, they'll pass it to the clerk's office.
Very good, thank you.
Okay, no problem. What's your name, sir?
Anyway,
Okay. Give me just a moment, sir, because you have a different script than everyone else. Let me pull that up.
Mr. Wilson.
All right, Mr. Petaway. Good afternoon. I'm Judge Nagel. This hearing is what is called an extradition hearing. A fugitive warrant has been issued for your arrest. You do not have charges pending against you here in Clayton County. You have been brought to court today because you have charges pending against you in Florida. And that state is requesting that you are returned to answer to the charges of larceny. Okay. In accordance with the laws of the state of Georgia, you are brought before me for an explanation of this proceeding. You have the right to contest the legality of this warrant and all extradition proceedings, or you may waive your right to extradition proceedings and voluntarily be returned to the state requesting your detention, which would be Florida. Before you inform me of whether or not you wish to waive extradition, let me explain to you the following rights. You do have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. If you desire to contest the legality of this extradition proceeding, then you must file or have filed on your behalf a writ of habeas corpus, which an attorney would do for you. You will be allowed a reasonable amount of time to file such writ. You may file a writ of habeas corpus to contest the extradition. The writ of habeas corpus can only contest whether extradition documents are in order on their face, whether you are charged with the crime in the demanding state, whether you are the person named in request for extradition, and whether you are in fact a fugitive. You cannot contest the issue of guilt or innocence in this state. You are entitled to the advice of counsel in deciding whether to contest or waive extradition if you so desire. Now, pay attention here. If you waive extradition, the state of Florida will have 30 days to come and get you. If Florida has not picked you up in 30 days, you will be released. If you contest extradition and the state is unable to extradite you within 30 days, you may be committed to the county for an additional 60 days awaiting your extradition.
Could you repeat that last part?
Yes, so you have two options. You can either waive or you can contest. If you waive extradition, Florida only gets 30 days. If they don't come and get you within 30 days, Clayton County has to let you go. Okay.
That's it.
If you contest, Florida has 30 days, but they get additional time of around 60 days as well. So if you waive, it's 30 days. If you don't waive and you contest, it could be up to 90 days. Okay. Now, do you wish to waive extradition and be returned to Florida voluntarily, or do you wish to have a formal extradition proceedings?
Can I ask a question or two?
Sure, go ahead.
First of all, what charges in what county
Okay.
in Florida?
Yeah, and again, I don't know the facts and circumstances of your case, okay? It says here, according to this warrant, that you are wanted by the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office in Largo, Florida for larceny, warrant number 1706065C as in Charlie, F as in Frank 1, a felony, and they want to extradite.
And the second thing, I filed a IAD, which went back to the state of Florida requesting all that it not only for Pinellas County, but all surrounding counties, no saying that I be heard as well. So Hillsborough County requests and sent for me. However,
What's your question?
What I'm saying is that I've already filed a HADE and I've already went back to the state of Florida, and I've already required that any agency that was wishing to receive me for anything that I be heard or that they would pick me up. And the only county that responded to that was Hillsborough and not Pinellas, which is only just across the bridge. So I've already, what they're asking me to do now, understood.
Yeah, I listen, again, remember, I'm limited, right? I'm limited in what I can do and the scope. I just have to address what's in front of me. So it's up to you. I mean, if you want to hire, well, not hire, but if you want to get with a lawyer and kind of see and tell them that, they may be able to help you. Unfortunately, I'm not.
Okay. So let's do the waiver and get the ball rolling.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so what'll happen is I've already signed the waivers. I'm going to send them over to the sheriff's department. They'll get you to sign them and then they'll send it back, okay? Now, I do need to ask you a couple more questions. Now, are you making this decision freely and voluntarily?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right,
Yes,
very good. Well, then I will, I'll get this over to the sheriff's department. Give me a few minutes. Let me get my paperwork in order. Somehow I got disorganized on one of the people. But do you have any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, very good. Is it Mr. Petaway?
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, well then we'll get that document over to you quickly and then we'll get it back and you'll be processed, okay?
Okay, yes, sir.
All right, thank you. That's all that I have, gentlemen.
How you doing, Judge? We have the waiver. We're gonna have him sign it and then we're gonna send it over to you, okay?
Well, okay, if you want, yeah, I mean, I signed on my end, but that may be quicker if y'all go ahead and get him to sign it and then I'll just sign his copy. That's fine.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
That's it for us. Thank you.
All right,
Just
thank
have
you
a-
all. Take care. Enjoy your weekend.
You too.